Side are they, Neil?
When I've seen him play, without the goalkeeper, I think they would have been in the pack.
You really feel he's been that important to them?
I do. I think he's been fantastic, yeah. I think he's one of the finds of the season, definitely. And I think he's kept them up there.
Basically doing is allowing Keane in that free roll to bomb forward.
Thanks very much, lads. We'll be back with you at half-time, but now let's go outside. There's the man himself, Brian Clough. You've never been in an FA Cup final after all these years. Let's now join our match commentators, Bobby Charlton and John Watson.
And how typical that Brian Clough is the first man out on the day when many people in the ground might have expected to see him come out last behind the teams. You never know what to expect, do you, with him? He's come out to sample a quite fabulous atmosphere. Villa Park, a cathedral of semi-final memories. The 42nd such game to be held here, and the supporters already turning it into a carnival occasion. West Ham United have 19,000 fans, Nottingham Forest 21,000 in this capacity crowd of just over 40,000. The Nottingham Forest team, which Brian Clough has just left in the dressing room, are in what they call the lucky dressing room here at Villa Park, because on the last 5 occasions that an FA Cup semi-final has been held here, and the Forest fans at this stage of the afternoon will be pleased to hear this, the team coming out of the home dressing room has got through to Wembley. And that team today in that Aston Villa dressing room is Nottingham Forest. However, their semi-final record doesn't compare favourably with West Ham's. This is Forest's 12th semi-final in the FA Cup, that is, and they've lost 9 of the previous 11. Whereas West Ham have won 4 of their previous 5. So there are the omens, but the weather is superb in the Midlands. It's a stately setting again, and we may not have Gascoigne here, but we do have plenty of other potential match winners in these two teams. And as the comments made earlier reflected, there are 1 or 2 surprises in the team lineup that I'll tell you more about when the sides come out to meet what will be, I'm sure, a quite phenomenal reception. A lot of debate, of course, Bobby Charlton, about whether semi-finals should be played now at Wembley or on league grounds, but you certainly can't fault the flavour of this occasion, can you?
No, it's a great ground for semi-finals, and as you said, John, you know, it's had a great history in the past. I think that Wembley should be kept really just for the final. It is that special place where the players strive to get to. They give a lot to get to Wembley Stadium, and having to come and play on pitches like Hillsborough, Aston Villa, Old Trafford, for example, is part of the build-up to the cup final. No, but it's a marvellous stadium. The pitch itself, if I can comment, is a little similar to ours at Old Trafford. They have to have actually repaired a few little patches round about the ground, especially round about the penalty areas. But I think that when this has been done at Old Trafford, it seems to have worked. I had a walk on the centre circle, and the pitch itself seems quite soft. But other than that, most of the ground seems quite solid, and I think that it shouldn't affect the play, really. I think had it rained, it might have made rather a big difference, which it did with us last week when we played Villa. One of the goals was given away when one of our players slipped in the centre circle and had to give away a free kick. But generally speaking, a marvellous atmosphere. You know, the ground is split in 2, and we've got what we always assume are very confident Cockney side, and from the Midlands, Brian Clough's side. I think probably the only thing that he has to do to cap his managerial career really is to win the FA Cup, and I think that today could be the day when maybe he'll see it round.
Well, it is his 34th attempt, Bobby. I remember him saying to me in an interview earlier this week that he played in the FA Cup against your good self in his playing days. But now the moment when the two teams, Nottingham Forest on the left-hand side and West Ham on the right, come out to face their expectant supporters. And incidentally, there was no toss for the choice of colours today. Billy Bonds and West Ham were very happy to wear white, which they regard as a lucky colour for them in FA Cup semi-finals. This has been a fairly good ground for them too.